took that trade out of a long period of consolidation. We didn't get a signal because it didn't configure exactly with our consolidation entry. But if you look at the channel, it clearly delineates the consolidation channel, the red and the blue. And you can see how explosive a move out of consolidation is. Right here. It was easy to find because the software created the channel for us. And we're bouncing off of that zone of support. Tried to make it through the value area low, but it didn't quite manage to do it. So crude price is rejected back to the upside. No trade on crude. I hope everyone in the trading room took that last trade. All right, the New York Stock Exchange is open. Crude's got really big volume. Dow opened up 76. The Dow opened up 10. I'm sorry, the S&P opened up 10, and the Nasdaq opened up 27. All right, crude is pushing lower again. Again, it's right into support. You have no continuation trade on crude. It's 11 ticks off resistance. It's a very narrow rejection zone, so very strong. It's making it. That zone's going to be broken no matter how this candle does. Even an up close will give us a full candle body close below the rejection zone. So now support becomes resistance to the upside. Oh, still getting shoved down. This is what big volume will do. The 3,000 contracts. Nord ME diff at 25 on crude. We don't have a trade. Potentially a trade out of consolidation, just not a continuation trade. You can see that crude is creating a Pivots with a series of lower highs and lower lows. We just didn't have an entry out of that channel. This is a multi-candle, too tough to take on a yellow modified 15. We took that entry. This is a very, very poor entry. You see, this is another potential lower high and lower low. We just don't have an entry. It's way off resistance. The E-mini has supported 2370.50 on the higher time frame, which almost corresponds exactly to our value area low. Our 15 hasn't crossed the 50 on ES. After our entry out of consolidation, we never really got a nice repeat entry on crude. Crude is making its way back up. Dow's up 59, the S&P is up just under 10, and the NASDAQ is still moving up 27. It's no trade. Finisar is down 16%. One of my favorite stocks. Missed earnings, like Sienna, optical networking, into the tubes. All right, here's where we start looking for a short trade on the E-mini. All right, let's see if we get a pullback to resistance on the ES. You need a pullback, you need a B. Come on. So volume profile, reset our zone of rejection. Set up perfectly, just did it again. We still have the short trade. If we get a down candle, first we need the up close. I run a green quant. Let's watch the trade. Now crude is broken down into chop. I made difference 22. With no short trade on crude, I'm not going to trade into the value area low. Or it goes crude lower. And I mean smashing lower. Holy jeez. That was a high risk tradable setup out of consolidation. I have triple quants on the E-mini. Let's see if we can get this down close and up close. Look, you need an up close here. You need an up close. All right, watch the E-mini. Selling it down close. I'm closing it. We lost the major quant. But here's what we're going to do. We're stopping. I usually never do this, but I'm going to stop. Hang on 1 second. Here's our gross for the week. We're at $967.50. We're just under $1,000. And on a Friday, if we take a loser, the market's going to be very, very hard to break back. We got 200 on our first trade. After we took very, very few trades. We took only 13 trades this whole week. We had 6 long trades. We had 7 short trades. 100% of our short trades made it. And only a third of our long trades made it. We took 7 shorts and we had 7 winners. Long trades, we had 2 winning trades and we had 4 losers. Every one of our losers, we only had 4 losing trades this whole week. And all 4 of those losing trades were short, and we just did too well. I'm not gonna risk this $200 on 2 contracts on a final trade on a Friday, because if we give it back, it's going to be very hard to make back and then break back. So it's just interesting how we were 7 out of 7 short and 2 out of 6 long, and the whole week out of 13 trades, we had 9 winners and we had 4 losers. I don't know what the percentage is. Let me check it out. That's about 70%. At 69 and change. So last week we're about 75%. So we're running, we're running really nicely. This is a very, very tough market. And 2 of those losing two of those losing trades were 2 longs on crude that were just beautiful trades. One of them was a trade yesterday. We missed by a tick on the E-mini. That was a long trade. We just of the losers we took, they were just very, very, very tough losers. And I'm just not going to risk it. We're trading a split contract on the E-mini, and we're going to have light volume, even though volume's pretty good for a split day. Monday we'll have the full E-mini back, and I would not forgive myself if I took a perfect trade and it lost, and we're back to $0 or $50, because on a Friday we're not going to get a trade back that's going to allow us to break back, and then if we dig for it, then we can wind up taking another loser. Let's just walk away with our profit this day and this week, which is something I rarely do, but I have to learn to do, because this is the prudent way to trade, and walk away this weekend with a smile. Because if you took all the trades I took this week, you got to be up nice money, because we're up just under $1,000 gross. And most of the trades that we took were with 2 contracts. So we don't have very many contracts crossed. So let me see if there are any questions. You know, there are all kinds of educational rooms out there. Don't trade the right edge. And all they do is make retrospective calls. And it's real easy to make a call, a look-back call, and say, you know, where you should have traded. And the only thing that matters is what you do on the right edge in a live market. I mean, that's where the pedal hits the metal. Now, what we'll do is we'll leave the transition zone system up, and I'm going to leave the charts up till 1 o'clock. We'll leave it up, or we'll shut it down about noon. But Sergio's just about finished on the full algorithmic. That is not operational. I mean, we had somebody call. We had more call yesterday. He wanted to know when the new market profile is going to be integrated into the algo system, and that's what he's doing now. So when the algo system goes live, we're taking the extra few days to program that in. So we'll not trade into a zone of rejection, either to the upside or downside, support or resistance. It's going to give the algo system more specificity, and these zones are very, very tough. They can be broken on big volume. Nothing's unbreakable, but you can see how difficult it was. I mean, look right here. This isn't the zone, but look how tough it was for crude to break. Now, we took it out of consolidation and finally smacked through it, but it is very tough for these zones to get broken, and crude actually right here. I mean, I know we're watching together. I mean, couldn't make it through the value area low and turned. Then it came back, but the zone had become really tough, but it broke it. And you can see we got the transition zone signal, but it's just, it's an oversold trade coming on yellow 15. And the best thing to do is just stand down. Really, I would throw myself on the ground and roll around like a lunatic if I took a loser. I would have taken that continuation short on the E-mini, but when that did not mature, we have a long way to go before we can take a long trade on the E-mini. We've got the 15 below the 50. Best thing to do, I'm telling you, if you're trading, best thing to do is, and you got that $200 winner on 2 contracts, and you should have easily gotten that. That thing blew down like a hurricane. No way you could have gotten started out. And it went 17. All you got to do is get 15 to get a full winner. Then you got your 200 on 2 contracts, and that's enough. So, and that was a great trade to pull that out of consolidation. It was just when everybody else in the market was waiting for it, and they just smacked it down in our favor real nicely. So let me see if there are any questions. I'm sorry, Brian. Next time, don't miss it. I called it way, way in advance. So there was no way, you got to get into those. So listen, if there are any questions, don't worry, Brian. You'll get the next one. It takes a little bit of time. But, we're closing out the week, and we're just under $1,000, and this is all real. And there are very few people that'll show you their back end. And we're going to start trading the market live very shortly. $967. And that's it. And we made about 700 or 800 last week. I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but we did really well last week too. I'm just taking a very conservative approach. Yeah, listen, every now and then everybody misses a trade, Brian. Do not beat yourself up over it. There'll be many, many more to come. Yesterday we had 2 stellar trades on crude, and we didn't roll. Oh, I think here they are. 22 ticks for 280 and 26 ticks for 290. So crude went from being the monster and came back the way it should be and gave us 3 nice trades in a row. 290, 280, and 200. So listen, everyone, everybody should have a great weekend, because if you're in the room and you're not in a coma, you should have made really, really nice money this week. As long as you're not comatose and you're awake and alert, it's impossible to lose this week. So have a really, really nice weekend. We'll be back on Monday, and we're always shooting for that $1,000 mark. And you see, we don't need a lot of trades. We just need to eliminate the losers. It's really all we need to do. If we can keep it down to 4 losers or 3 losers in a week, we will always come close to that $1,000 mark or eclipse it. So listen, everyone, have a really, really great weekend. We'll be back on Monday morning. It's nice to get done early, and this is a great weekend. Take your kids out, go have a really nice time, and we'll be back, and we're going to shoot for that 1,000 next week. This new market profile indicator is working fabulous. After the quant lines, I think it's the best indicator we've ever created. It is really defined support and resistance better than anything I've ever seen. And look how the zone is now acting as a zone of resistance to the upside, and it's just holding crude down. Now, every zone is going to eventually break, but it is a real impediment to price. This is where there's just no volume in here. And traders just don't want to trade crude here, right in here. And look how crude, right along this line, tries to break it. And the best it can do is shoot a wick through it. So if you try to take a reversal trade here up into this zone of resistance, you're going to get really beaten up. It really, it's just taking the natural, it's just taking the natural contour volume profile and telling us where traders do not want price to be. And right there would be the stop out if you took this short. And if you took this long, you're already beaten up. It's just confining it to between support and resistance. It's just doing a great job of it. and it's really, really a wonderful addition to the indicator suite. I didn't think we could make it a whole lot better, but we just did. So again, everyone, have a really, really great afternoon. See everybody back here Monday. Any questions or anything, just give me a call. Everybody take care. Bye-bye now.